Well, good morning, my friend. It is Monday morning. Welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. Good to have you with me today as we start out another week. November and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. But before Thanksgiving, can I tell you, here at Maranatha Baptist Church this coming Sunday, we're looking forward to our 60th anniversary celebration. Going to be a wonderful day this coming Sunday. What a great day yesterday the Lord gave to us. And I mean, just a packed out attendance. Nothing special going on. Junior churches were up. The Spanish church was up. The regular church attendance was up. Our main auditorium was packed out, extra chairs to the back, and people saved and baptized and altars filled. What a great, great time we had in church yesterday. And getting converts to church and having them make a profession of faith and hopefully try to follow up and get them back into church next week and get them baptized. That'd be a wonderful thing. That's what we're looking forward to. And so it's exciting seeing what God's doing here. We're just a couple of weeks away from getting into our new auditorium. So I'm praying that God does something mighty, because in 2022, you can still build an old-fashioned, independent, fundamental, King James only Baptist church. You don't have to compromise to build a church. It can be done. In a world that says it can't be, let's prove that it can be done. And I hope that you do that as well. Well, today, I want to talk to you about avoiding the difficult. In 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 8, the scripture says, "And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel, and said unto them, Why are you come out to set your battle in array? Am not I a Philistine? And ye, servants to Saul? Choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me." Now, Israel did what many do today, what many do daily to their destruction, and that is Israel was avoiding the big part of the battle, hoping that it would go away. Goliath was as much a part of their enemy as any other soldier that they were fighting. And the God that promised that they could defeat any other soldier also promised, Goliath was part of those soldiers that God promised. But they avoided him because of his size. Now, had it not been for David, who would not allow avoidance to be a part of his life, the Philistines would have won the battle and Israel would have been captive because of their avoidance mentality. Now, when I was a boy, I remember my mom, she worked hard at not allowing me to avoid the difficult. When there was something on my dinner plate that I didn't really like, my mom would just say, "So why don't you eat the first, and the rest will be, and the meal gets a whole lot better if you just eat what you don't like first." When I had chores that I didn't like to do, my mom would tell me to get the most difficult chore done first, so that the most difficult would not keep me from accomplishing the rest. Now, many people go into an avoidance mode when they face the difficult, when they should face the difficult and just get it over. Why? So they can enjoy the rest of their day. Now, let me share some observations with you about the avoidance mentality and how it hurts your life. First, avoidance is a faithless and lazy choice. To avoid the difficult is to say that God doesn't have the power to get you through it. Now, lazy people choose to avoid the difficult. People of faith accept the challenge of the difficult so they can overcome it. Second, avoiding the difficult does not make the difficult go away. Goliath was going nowhere, my friend. He was still going to be there. Somebody eventually had to fight him. Now, the difficult's not going to resolve itself. It only becomes more difficult because of your avoidance. Now, just because you avoid the difficult doesn't mean that you won't have to face it. It would be better just to get over the difficult so that you don't live your life running from that which you don't want to face. Third, avoidance defeats your spiritual confidence. You will never be able to move on from where you are until you defeat the difficult circumstances in your life. Avoidance keeps or hinders you from living by faith. You see, you cannot live a life of faith and run from the difficult circumstances, because the life of faith is often very difficult. Now, if you let avoidance become your trait when you face the difficult, Satan will always know what to do to get you to stop. Fourth, God is big enough to defeat the difficult. So stop trying to avoid it. David understood, get this now, that God could defeat Goliath. And yes, it wasn't easy, but God came through as he always does. Now, you're missing out on God showing you his power in your life because you run from the difficult instead of facing it. If God can create a world in 6 days, then he can defeat your obstacles. Your God is great enough to defeat any circumstance that you're faced with if you would stop avoiding it. Now, you've got to ask yourself, am I going to let the avoidance mentality stop me from being what God could do through me, or am I going to face it and overcome it? You see, you got to take it as a challenge. You can let the difficult become an opportunity or an obstacle. Accept the challenge of the difficult as an opportunity for God to show his power in your life. Don't run from it. Don't avoid it. Don't try to bury your head in the sand, and face it. Then watch God help you to become a champion for his cause. Those who God used the greatest faced difficulties that others said, well, we can't do it. They said, let's find a way to do it. And the reason why they kept on going is because they did not let the difficult stop them. My friend, I want to challenge you. Now, don't let the difficult stop you. You do what you're supposed to do. You keep your life straight. And let's see, as we go together to face the difficult, let's see what God can do in our generation to show that his power is still relevant. It's still there for anybody who just says, I'm not running from the difficult. Let's face it, just like David faced Goliath. Well, my friend, I hope this is a great help and a great challenge to you today. Now, let's remember today, be good to everyone. Everyone's having a rough time. Have a great day, my friend.